हरि ओम ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति. So the third shloka, अंगं गलितं पलितं मुण्डं दशनविहीनं जातं तुण्डं वृद्धो याति गृहीत्वा दण्डं तदपि न मुञ्चति आशापिण्डम्. So we saw, though his body loses all the strength, there is no teeth in his mouth. He is holding on to a stick to walk. Even to walk, he doesn't have the strength in his body. But still, tadapi, even still, he does not give up. Na munchati. He does not give up. Asha pindam, the attachment to the objects. So, next, Hastamalakacharya says a very beautiful statement. अग्रे वह्निः पृष्ठे भानुः रात्रौ चुबुकसमर्पितजानुः करतलभिक्षस्तरुतलवासः तदपि न मुञ्चत्याशापाशः. अग्रे वह्निः पृष्ठे भानुः रात्रौ चुबुकसमर्पितजानुः करतलभिक्षः तरुतलवासः तदपि न मुञ्चति आशापाशः. Like tadapi na munchati asha pindam. That is what Totakacharya said. So in rhyme with Totakacharya, Hastamalakacharya, one of the prime disciples of Acharya, whenever you see Acharya's photo with his disciple, there will be only 4 of them. And among them is Hastamalakacharya, Padmapadacharya, Totakacharya, Hastamalakacharya and Sureshwaracharya Bhagavan. So all these 4 will be sitting along with him. So now Hastamalakacharya says, Agre Vannihi. In front of him he has fire. He has lit up a fire and sitting in front of the fire. Prishte Bhanuhu. Behind him is the sun. Ratro. So in the night, in the day, okay, if he has a fire and he has a sun, so he'll be taken care of. But in the night, so even though there may be fire, but still there is no sun. So it will be cold. This fire will not be capable of giving him that heat which his body requires. That's why sometimes when we switch on the heater, like here we heat the whole room, etc. But if you switch on the heater or if you sit in front of a campfire, it is not just the front part, the hands and legs which you show in the fire. You also turn your behind to heat that area also. So in the daytime it is okay, but in the night time he cannot do it. If he does that, he is not going to sleep. He needs to sleep. If he is going to lie down, then there is a problem. What is the problem? There is going to be cold. It's going to be cold. So how does he sleep then? Chubuka samarpita januhu. Chubuka means this chin area. Samarpita, surrendered, associated. Januhu, the kneecap. So he is putting the kneecap close towards, it's like in a fetal position. He is putting it close towards his chin to ward off the cold. Okay. So this we are talking about a person who has taken to renunciation. He does not have anything that he can call we call it parigraha. He does not have any parigraha. He does not own anything. So that kind of person, because he does not own anything, maybe other than this loin cloth or other than this small towel which he is wearing, he does not have anything. So he cannot have something to cover himself in the cold. So that kind of person, he wards off the cold during the day with all the wherewithals. In the night, it's little difficult. So he goes in that fetal position and sleeps comfortably, whatever comfort it gives. Karatala Vikshaha. And as we said, there is no parigraha for him. He does not have anything with him. Therefore, when he goes for begging for food, he does not have a vessel to take the food. So we call that Karatala Vikshaha, holding on to your two palms close together and asking for food. Whatever food falls in that, you eat. And the Siddhas, they just apply that in the body. They don't even wash that. They just go. That is how it is done. So people who do that kind of bhiksha, taking the food in the hand and eating it, without any plate, without any vessel of any sort, they are called as a Karapatri. They are given the epithet Karapatri. He is a Karapatri. Patra means vessel, Kara means hand. Hand itself is the vessel for him. Now, Tarutala Vasaha. Where does he stay? Tarutala Vasaha. Taru means a tree. Tala means its base. On the base of a tree, he sleeps. So such a person with so much of dispassion, if we can call it, he has given up all the attachment to the world. Tadapi na munchati asha pashaha. Even if he does all this, the attachment to the world is very hard to give up. Tadapi na munchati. Still, he does not give up the asha pasha, the noose of attachment. Pasha means noose. The noose which a Lord of Death Yama carries. So it's binding. So similarly, he is bound to the objects of the world. There is a story which they say regarding this. There was this sadhu, this monk, staying on the banks of Ganges in a small kind of tent. He has made a small kind of tent, and he just to sit comfortably and sleep. So, and in front of that, there is this lady who is in the oldest business. So she entertains men at any point of time. So this sadhu, this monk, he is sitting there and watching this. What kind of lady she is? How can she? This is what he is doing from morning till morning. Continuously. Watching her. Who is coming, who is going, what is she doing, this, that and all. And that lady is a completely devoted lady. She is so devoted to Lord, she is doing that for whatever reasons. She is completely devoted to Lord, and she is also watching this monk, saying what kind of life he is, blessed life he has. So always this is the problem. So what kind of blessed life this fellow has? See, he has no attachment. When will I be that kind of devotee? She is always thinking about Ishvara. Let us call us coincidence or whatever. I call it coincidence because I'm an avid reader. I was avid reader of spy novels and Godfather, who does not believe in coincidence. So let us say coincidence. Okay. So this monk and that lady die at the same period. And they are out of the body. This is after 5 hours, so they cannot be resurrected. So they are waiting outside the body for the vehicle to come. There are two vehicles coming. They both can see. You, that is for you. You wretched woman. Whom he is showing? He is showing the Yamadutas. Yamadutas, the messengers of death. And there is another vehicle which is coming closer to it. It is from Vaikuntha, from the place of Vishnu. This is what you get. Like that, this monk is taunting this lady. This lady has given up completely to Ishvara, whatever he prefers, it's okay. And vehicle comes and takes a cross. The Yamaduta vehicle goes to the monk, and this Vaikuntha vehicle goes to the lady. The monk is like, no, wrong address. Come here. You go there. I'm not getting in this. This is what you deserve. How? Why? She always thought about God, and you always thought about what she is doing, not minding your business, which is to contemplate. You didn't do that. You didn't think about God. So this is what you say. That is what he said. Agre vanhi prishte bhanu, though the fire is there and the sun is there to heat up in the day, and in the night he curls himself in a fetus position and sleeps very peacefully, whatever, and does bhiksha only with his hands, meaning he does not have any parigraha, any attachment for the worldly things. But still, if his mind is not giving up the attachments, he may not possess the things physically. But if he is not going to give up the possession mentally, nothing will happen. So that is why he says, even though if a person gives up every physical possession, still his attachment to the mental possessions never go. In Devi Bhagavata, the story is this king who was defeated by the enemy, therefore this king runs into the forest. And there he meets a businessman whose family, he's a rich businessman. His family, his wife and kids, they have thrown him out. He also ended up in forest. They both meet. At that point of time, what brings you here? King asks him. My wife my wife and kids threw me for the money. Yeah, something like that happened. I also left my kids and my queen there in the fort, and I ran away for my life. I don't know what's happening to them. And this businessman also says, I am worried about my wife and my kids too. What? You're thrown away by them. Yes, I understand all that, but the thing is, now they are the owners of money. They don't have the smartness. The relatives, they are all like vultures. They will take all the money and they'll throw them out from the house. I am suffering, that is okay, but I don't want them to suffer. That is where their attachment to the same people who have thrown them away is shown. And then they say, okay, let us find what the reason behind this is. They go to this Rishi, and then the Rishi starts explaining them. So tadapi na munchati asha pasha. There in a beautiful statement he says, ज्ञानिनामपि चेतांसि देवी भगवती ही सा बलात् आकृष्य मोहाय महामाया प्रयच्छति. Jnaninam api chetamsi, even those people who are learned, their minds, Devi Bhagavati Hisa, that goddess Bhagavati, Bala Akrishya Mohaya, she completely brings it under her control and deludes them and puts them in this path. So, to glorify the goddess, he explains that Maya there in that text. Now, next shloka is attributed to some Subodhacharya. You don't know who this is. So, still. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavadhanam Jnana Vihinaha Sarvamatena Muktim na bhajati Janma Shatena. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Dhanam Jnana Vihinaha Sarvamatena Muktim na bhajati Janma Shatena. So again, this Subodhacharya takes that whatever was said by the two other acharyas to a step further. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Kurute, he does what? Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Gamanam, Gamulru Gatav, to go. He goes where? Ganga Sagara. Ganga cha Sagarascha, Ganga Sagarau. Ganga Sagarau cha Gamanam cha, Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Like that you can make. Or Ganga Sagara Gamanam. In that way also, Ganga Sagara is one word. Gamanam is another word. Ganga Sagara Gamanam. So in both ways you can understand. Why? What is the meaning? What is the difference? Ganga Sagara. Ganga, Ganges. Sagara means ocean. Whether you go to the Ganges in one corner or the ocean in the other corner, meaning you do pilgrimage throughout India. Or, that is a better meaning actually. Or, Ganga Sagara, this is a term which is a famous term used in a celebration, a period during January 15th or so. During that period, there is a celebration in the West Bengal, Calcutta, close to Calcutta, the Ganges, which flows from Himalayas through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, and then Bihar, and then enters this Bengal and meets the ocean and merges in the ocean. This is a daily thing which is happening. But on that particular day, they have a celebration, Ganga Sagara. They have a celebration in that place. So people go there to be a part of that. It's a very, very famous thing. One disciple came to me when I was in Rishikesh. He came to me, he met me. I had to give him I explained him the path to go and do this Char Dham by foot. He and another person, they both together went to all these places. When he returned back, I was in Chennai. He could not meet me. He went away to Himachal and other places. And he had some time left. So he decided to come to Rishikesh and spend some time in Rishikesh and meet me also. And then go to Ganga Sagar during the program. That is what his itinerary was. He came to Rishikesh and got caught. Started studying Shastra. Until today, He had gone twice to Mount Kailash, yet till today he is not able to go to the Ganga Sagara festival. So, Kurute Ganga Sagara, remember that? So, Kurute Vasuji, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam. They go to this Ganga Sagar and all that program. Vrata Paripalana. And they do penance. Prata means penance, different kinds of penance. Paripalanam, Paritaha Palanam. Completely they follow this. Palanam means to follow. Completely they follow the rules of any penance and do that penance properly. Athava Danam, or they engage in doing the giving the donations, gifts, etc., charities. So, they may do any of this. Jnana vihinaha. But if they are devoid of knowledge, sarvamatena, whichever path they choose, whether they give charities, whether they do this penances, or they go to pilgrimage. Sarvamatena, in any mata means some mata, it is acceptable by everyone. In that way you can understand. Or through these philosophies, through these paths. Mata also means school, path. So through these schools, sarvamatena, through these schools, jnana vihinaha, if a person is devoid of knowledge, this Vedantic knowledge, muktim na bhajati, he will never gain the liberation. Mukti, moksha. Maybe not in this birth. Maybe in the next. Janma shatena, even in hundreds of births, he will not be able to gain the liberation without the knowledge. You may do hundreds of births, in your hundreds of births, going from one pilgrimage to another pilgrimage to another pilgrimage to another pilgrimage. Because there are people who do this. Only this. For Shiva devotees, there are 12 Jyotirlingas. They are called as Jyotirlingas. 12 famous places where these Shivalingas are accepted to be natural ones, and we don't know who established this, therefore they call it natural Swayambhu. And they are very famous. In the south, Rameshwara, till the north, Kedarnath, there are 12 places like that. People travel from one place to another place to another place to another place and go on in a round robin. After this, after that. Now they know all the places where and all you get food and everything. For the Shiva devotees, this. For the Vishnu devotees, there is another kind of pilgrimage. 108 places. Among 108 places, you can visit 107 places. 108 is Vaikuntha. They cannot go till they die. So 107 places of Vishnu existence. From the South Indian temples, in the corner you have in Kanyakumari, there is one, Suchindram. From there till the North India, beyond North India, you have in Nepal, Muktinath. All these 107 places. They call it Divya Desha. They call it Divya Desha, divine places. So even if these people go to, and for Ganapati worshippers, though there are enough places in the whole of India for Ganapati, but Ashtavinayaka, 8 different Ganapatis established in Maharashtra is accepted to be very famous. So they go to those places. For the Devi worshippers, for people who worship the goddess Shakti, there are 51 places of worship. 51 places. They are all places, see, like for Shiva Jyotirlingas, Vishnu Divya Desha, Ganapati this Ashta Vinayaka Sthala. For Devi, this 51 place is accepted to be the place where some or other part of her body fell. What does that mean? People who have been to Haridwar know this. In Haridwar, close to or opposite the Anandamayi Mutt, there is one old Shiva temple which they call as Daksheshwar Mandir. That is the place where Daksha is the father of Parvati, wife of, who is wife of Shiva. So Shiva's father-in-law's place, that is Daksheshwar. In that place, it seems out of some spite, this Daksha, this king, didn't invite his own son-in-law for this fire sacrifice. He invited Vishnu, he invited Brahmaji, and he invited all the other people, but not him. And goddess Parvati pleaded to Shiva, I will go and convince him. No, don't go. He didn't invite us. Don't go. She doesn't listen. She fights. Okay? Don't come back. She goes there, fights with her father. He doesn't listen. I cannot invite her. I won't invite her. He very categorically denies. With failure, Parvati returns back. Shiva says, no, I can't accept. Then, now she cannot go back also. There is another this situation. She cannot go back. And she cannot allow, she didn't go back. She cannot go back. She cannot allow her father to continue this nonsense. Shiva is the foremost god, and giving him up, for people who worship Shiva, he is the foremost god. So giving him up and doing this fire sacrifice is not right. My father will incur sin. So what is the way to stop the fire sacrifice? Any temple consecration or any kind of this auspicious activity should not be performed if there is some inauspiciousness like death, etc. So she jumps into the pit where they have prepared the fire for fire oblation and gives up her body. Shiva sees that and he comes down and picks her up. The body is burnt completely. Shiva carries this dead body, roams around like a crazy man. And people try to convince him, saying that she is dead, she is no more, this, that, and all. No, he is not ready to listen. So there are two stories. Vishnu, etc., deity, they cut each part of the body, and while he carried some part, because it decomposed, it fell down, something like that. So different parts of the body fell in different places. Those, each one of them are accepted to be a holy place for the Devi worshippers. So they go there. Not everyone can go to every place, because some are in one or two are is in Bangladesh and one or two is in Pakistan now. So not everything they can go. But still, these are different places of worship where people go. Even if he is not attached to one particular god, he will go to Haridwar, Rishikesh, Kashi, this place, that place, etc. There are so many places. There is no dearth of holy place in India. Every place is a holy place. Now, whichever path you choose, Vrata, there are hundreds of penances, right from simple Payovrata, just drinking milk. You can, like they say in Hindi in North India, Falahari Baba, eating only fruits. So you can take any kinds of penance in this world. So, or dana can be just giving a simple food till sarvasva dana. Everything you possess, you can give. Whatever you do, without this knowledge, there can be no possibility of gaining this liberation. Okay, even in hundreds of birth. Because why he says even in hundreds of births, people may think that okay, doing karma, he becomes purified. Suddenly he becomes nothing. There is nothing possible like that. Even if you purify, I told you earlier, even if you purify, you cannot use that purification to even clean your tongue. I told this to a boy, sadhaka. That is what I am repeating again. You cannot even clean your tongue if you are not brought to the path of knowledge. If you are not coming to the path of, and again, another thing, if you are not entering this path of knowledge, all your penances, all your sadhanas, all your karmas are useless. They have not done their job. Their job is to bring you to this path of knowledge. If it does not bring you to this path of knowledge, then you have not performed the karmas properly. Full stop. So that is why he says, Sarvamatena, any path you choose, because there are some idiots who say all path may lead to Rome, because Rome Empire and all so big we have given art. That doesn't mean anything. Ask your Google Baba or Google Babi, whatever it is, because there is this lady who will say, take left, take right. So, Stranga, it doesn't go there. It will drop you in the ocean. Destination arrived. You are not in Rome. The thing is that the people who believe in those kind of stupidities, like all paths leads to realization, this is the most bogus statement in this world. There can be no useless statement other than this. All paths don't lead to liberation. If at all it can lead you to the doorsteps of Shastra. You have to come here. Only from here you can gain knowledge. After gaining knowledge, you get rid of the ignorance. There's no other way to get rid of the ignorance other than the knowledge of the substratum. So, he says, Vartikara Sureshwaracharya Bhagavan, he goes on to explain. These are the songs which we hear in M.S. Subbulakshmi's Bhajagovindam. Suramandira Tarumula Nivasaha Shayya Bhutalam Ajinam Vasaha Sarva Parigraha Bhogatyagaha Kasya Sukham Nakaroti Viragaha. So earlier in these three shlokas, they were talking about the attachment. One cannot give up the attachment. It is very difficult. And finally, he said, without the Viveka, nothing can liberate you. The knowledge is the only thing which can liberate you. That was established. Now, Sureshwaracharya Bhagavan, he says, Sura Mandira Tarumula Nivasaha Shayya Bhutalam Ajinam Vasaha Sarva Parigraha Bhogatyagaha Kasya Sukham Na Karoti Viragaha. Sura Mandira. Sura means deities. Asura means demons. Asura. Sura, deities. Mandira, temple. The temple of gods. Okay. Previously, that is how it used to be. The temples used to be open, kept open throughout. People who travel, they used to stay in the temple and go. Nowadays, the temple not just needs to be closed. We have to put CCTVs everywhere. People don't just steal we got this donation box hundi. They just don't steal the donation box. They also steal the God's image. And suddenly it is in Sotheby's and other places. People take it to US and Australia and keep it in their drawing room. A very pitiable situation. So, Sura Mandira, the temple of gods. Now, Tarumula or Tarumula. Taru means tree, Mula means root, the base, the ground beneath the tree. Nivasaha, that is where Nivasa means the place of existence, residence, the place where you live. That is why if you see in India, you can see his father's name, his parents, his mother's name, or his deity's name, something. Shri Hari Nivas. They add a Nivas to that name. Nivas means is the place of. Nivas also can be Kutira, Mata. All these are synonyms for Nivasa. Bhavana. All these are synonyms for Nivasa, place of residence, place of living. So, he can either live in a temple or live under a tree. Shayya, and his bed, Bhutalam, can be the ground. Ajinam, or can be deer hide. It is accepted. Some can use the deer hide. For the sannyasis can use the deer hide as their bed. It is not simple. You have to put a cloth or something on top of it. And nowadays, if you don't have a license for this deer hide, in India, the arrest is non-bailable. If you have a deer hide without license, you won't even get bail. You will be arrested immediately. So now you have to have license for that, and you have to have Aadhaar card for yourself. You give up everything, you call yourself sannyasa, no position, but you still have to have a ID card. Very pitiable condition now. So, Bhutalam, Ajinam, or this Vasaha, that is where he stays. That is his bed. That is where he sleeps. Shayya Vasaha, his bed. He makes it as his bed. Sarva Parigraha Bhogatyagaha. Sarva Parigraha. Parigraha, as I said already, Parigraha means holding on to things. Sarva Parigraha, he does not holding on to anything. Bhogatyaga, and he gives up the attachment to enjoyments. He gives up attachment to enjoyments. He gives up the means of enjoyment and the enjoyments thereof. Kasya sukham na karoti viraga. If that is the kind of person, for that kind of person, for those kind of people, katham viraga na sukham karoti. How can this viraga, vairagya, this dispassion not give him happiness, bliss? Definitely it will lead to bliss. That is why Bhagavan Bhashyakara very clearly states in Bhashya, saying in Bhashya Vivek, he says, Charama Vairagyo Moksha Lakshanam. The epitome of dispassion, when you have that epitome of dispassion, the final dispassion, that is what is moksha. There is no attachment to the world. So how can the world bind you? So, kasya sukham na karoti viraga. Who will this kind of vairagya not bring bliss to? Anyone. There is another story related to this. There is, why am I confused? Should I say was or is? We are talking about this great personality called Sadashiva Brahmendra. Sadashiva Brahmendra. He attained Samadhi long back. Then it should be was. Why are we calling this? Why are you confused there? No. He attained Bhu Samadhi. He attained Jiva Samadhi. He entered the pit and sat there peacefully. They closed the pit and they erected a temple kind of in that place. That means he is dead. No. There were many instances like this. Like there was during, now there is a great amount of water in this Kaveri river. Similarly, when he was moving around in this banks of Kaveri, he used to sit on the banks of Kaveri and meditate. And the Kaveri floods. And during the flooding up, the sand which the Kaveri brings covers him up. People dig, when they find blood, they carve the image out of it and then take him out of that and revive him. Revive means they do puja and all, he wakes up and he goes away from that place. So it has happened number of times. So, and another thing is, a person who has taken Jiva Samadhi, birth date, death date, we can say this for any other people. For people who have taken Jiva Samadhi, birth date can be probably said, but this date of death cannot be declared. It can be celebrated on any day. If you want to celebrate a day for that, you can celebrate it on any day. It may not be this particular day in which he entered the pit. So we are talking about that Sadashiva Brahmendra, who was a very learned man, and he was a minister in a king, under the king. And being a very smart person, he was the one who used to interview and appoint people in the chamber. If people come to him, he'll ask questions. Whatever is your strong subject, he'll ask questions in the strong subject because he is master. And he will demolish you. He will demolish you with the logic and his knowledge. People were very unhappy. So they went to his guru, Paramashivendra Saraswati, and complained to him. Your disciple, what is his loss? King is going to, whatever he is going to gift us, he is going to gift us. Why is your disciple doing this kind of thing? So he says, okay, fine. When Sadashiva, whatever his name was, he comes to meet his guru. Guru says, can't you be quiet? That word is enough. He said, okay. He stops speaking. He takes to sannyasa, he stops speaking, and he becomes avaduta. Avaduta is the kind of sannyasa where they don't, it is not just they should not wear, whether they wear or they don't wear a cloth is of no importance. They don't belong to the body sense organ complex. That is they don't have any attachment to the body sense organ. And he used to roam around like a madcap here and there, naked, at his prime age. People again come to complain. Whether you are an idiot or liberated, there are always people to complain. There's no point worrying about those people. This is what we have to realize. They come to this guru again, complain. Your disciple has become mad. Your disciple has become mad. He's roaming around naked. Can you believe that? Naked. This guru says, Yes, when these people say he has gone crazy, his guru says, when will I get that craziness? When will I be blessed with that craziness? That is the statement of his guru. So, kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. To whom will this vairagya, dispassion, not give bliss? To everyone it will give bliss. There is no chance of it failing. Next is attributed to some Nityananda. Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati nandatyeva. Earlier in the Charpata Panjarika, Dwadasha Panjarika, the 12 shlokas, this that also referred to as Charpata Panjarika. These 12 shlokas, there we saw Bhagavan Bhashyakara with great pain in his heart saying, people are interested in many things at many point of life. When they are kids, they want to play. When they are adolescent, they want to be with the person they love. When they are old, they think about everything. But none, whether they are young, adolescent or mature, adult, in no psychological condition, they are ready to think about the self. Balastavat kridasaktah, tarunastavat tarunisaktah, vruddhastavat chintasaktah. The final line is parame brahmani kopina saktah. In the absolute self, no one is interested. We are always interested in different things in the world at different points of life. Things change, the object of experience change, but their attachment to them don't change. So after saying that, now Nityananda says, with reference to that, you can say, Yoga ratova, bhoga ratova, sanga rataha va, sanga vihinaha va. You have to add a va there also. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati 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 eva. No one thinks about Brahman. But if somebody thinks about Brahman, what happens to him? Yoga ratova. Rataha. Rataha means to be involved, immersed. Ranjarage. So to be immersed, to be colored, to be associated with what? Yoga. With the yoga. Yoga means Ashtanga Yoga. Right from Yama Niyama till Dhyana. Any kind of practice you are performing. So you can be doing any practice for your liberation or bhoga ratova. You can be immersed in the enjoyments of sense organs. Any object it may be. Sangaratova. You may be attached to the objects themselves, not just the experience, the objects themselves. Sanga vihinava, or you may be completely non-attached, detached with those sense objects and sense pleasures and their experience thereof. He can be of any form. Who are we talking about? Yasya brahmani ramate chittam. Chittam, yasya chittam, one whose mind is brahmani ramate, is involved, is playing, its playfield, ramate ramu kridayam, its playfield is Brahman. One whose mind is always involved in the Brahman, immersed in the Brahman, whether he is involved with this or that, or involved with anything or not involved, does not really matter. Nandati, nandati, nandati eva. It is in bliss, and definitely only in bliss. There is no doubt about it. Whether he is, because Bhogarataha. Yogarataha means involved in yoga practice. Any practice, any kind of practice is not a pleasurable thing. When you sit and meditate, until then you won't even remember that you have this kind of thing, that kind of thing, etc. You have to do this, that. Only when you sit in meditation, you will remember, oh, did I switch off the gas? Okay, I switched off the gas. Switch off the light. Okay, yes. Everything in this world you will remember except the object of meditation. Bhogarataha, we will be immersed in multiple things. I see something here, here, yes, listen something, this, that, everything. They all attract you. So this person whose mind is immersed, this Bhogarataha experience means that is also not a, that also does not just mean that there is only pleasurable experience. Why should there be only pleasurable experience when we talk about experience? There may be painful experience also. Why there may be? There is definitely painful experience. We have experienced ourselves. So, Bhogarataha, he may be immersed in experience, good or bad, whatever it is. He may be involved in yoga, painful or not. He may be attached to the objects, good or bad. Good or bad, why not? Attached to good things also is possible. So, Sangavina, or you have no attachment to any of this, whether the experience or the means of experience, nothing. You are not attached to any of this. If your mind is immersed in the Brahman, then nothing, no means or no ends will disturb you from experiencing that joy, that bliss. That is why he says, Nandati, Nandati, Nandati eva. He is completely in bliss. He will be in bliss, and definitely he is the only one who can be in bliss. Next, Anandagiri Acharya goes on to say a beautiful shloka. This is again used in Subbalakshmi Amma's chanting of Bhajagovindam. Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dita Ganga Jalalavakarnika Pita Sakrudapiyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Nacharcha. Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Adhita Ganga Jala Lavakarnika Pita Sakrut Api Yena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha. So we have been banged left, right, center by all these other acharyas. Now Anandagiri Acharya is the one who has written commentaries on the commentaries of Bhagavan Bhashyakara. We call it Tika, gloss, etc. They say in English. We say commentary, simple, sub-commentary, let us say. So, on the Upanishads and Brahma Sutra and the Bhagavad Gita, we have Bhagavan Bhashyakara's commentary, Bhashya. On that Bhashya, we call it a sub-commentary called Tika. Whatever Bhagavan Bhashyakara wrote, on all of them, this Anandagiri Acharya has written a commentary on all those Bhashyas. And he has written the life history of Bhagavan Bhashyakara also. There is one Digvijaya of Anandagiri Acharya also. Now, what does he say? Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Adhita. Kinchit. Kinchit means wee bit, little bit. Kinchit means little, very small amount. Small amount of what? Adhita. If he reads, if he studies a little bit, a small amount. What text? Bhagavad Gita. Even if he studies a little bit of Bhagavad Gita, if he studies a little bit of Bhagavad Gita means Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsavaha Mamakas Pandavas Chaiva Kimakarvata Sanjaya. You have heard Bhagavad Gita. Are you liberated? No. Even the essence, whatever is said by Bhagavan, that essence, even if a tiny amount has entered your head, he has started teaching from the second chapter till 18th chapter. All the 17 chapters he has taught you. So any one chapter, the knowledge of any one chapter is good enough, because he is repeating it again and again in different forms. That's all. So even if the knowledge of one chapter is very clear, Kinchit Adhita, that is what he says. Not just one line or one word from Bhagavad Gita, Kinchit, only one part. Okay. Bhagavan Uvacha, that is enough. No. You have to understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita, even a little bit. Kinchit Adhita. That is why he says Adhita. You have to study properly. Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Pita. To drink. Drink what? Ganga Jala. The water from Ganges. Oh, we were there. We took it and they took a sip also. Sip, that is what? Ganga Jala Lavakanika. Lavakanika. A sip. Even a sip is too much. A drop of Lavakanika. A drop of Ganga Jala. The water from Ganga. Pita. If he has drunk. Sakridapi yena. Sakridapi, even once. Sakrita, once. Even once. Api. Even once. Yena, by whom? Murari Samarcha. Murari. Mura-ari. Mura means the demon. Mura is a demon. Name of a demon. Ari means enemy. The one who is enemy of Mura means Krishna. So, one who has done archa. Archa means archa pujayam. One who has worshipped Murari even once. Not daily, even once. There, when you say once or when you say little bit, etc., we have to see that this does not mean, okay, on one drop, okay. No, that is not with total devotion, one drop. With total devotion, one time. With total devotion, one word. Or one stanza of Bhagavad Gita. All that is total surrender. That is what we mean by that. Just one drop. There are so many. The fish which stays in Ganges water, or the gharials, the crocodiles, which there is a special kind of Ganges crocodile called gharials with a balloon tip in its mouth. There will be a round ball kind of at the end of its beak. So these stay in the Ganges. They drink the water of Ganges. What happens? Nothing. The cows, the goats, etc., which roam around, they drink the water of Ganges. Nothing. Many people cook food in the water of Ganges. Nothing. So, we are not talking about drinking like that. And many people go from dawn to dusk to different temples and worship different deities. Or even if it is Krishna, from dawn to dusk, when they enter the temple, like Tirupati, etc., you should see their devotion. Govinda! Govinda! They will shout so much that not the people around here, even Vishnu will be, okay, he is the one who is shouting, okay, I know. Or he will be sleeping like this and, oh, is it that fellow again? Because he knows this is the person who is going to shout. So, Sakrudapi, even once, Murari Samarcha, not this kind of show of devotion. complete surrender. Even if one does once, that is why I say we are not doing the japa for repeating it again and again and again. We are doing the japa to make us strong to do that once perfectly. We are doing all this for doing that once perfectly. That's all. And that is like you have an iron rod. You use a hammer and a chisel to break it. Does it break it? Does it break in one shot? No. It takes a tongue. And one final shot. You also tell. Now this is the final shot. Come on, do it. It breaks. You know that it's going to be a final shot. And you say, now this is the final shot. Now it breaks. Why don't you call that in the first place? Now one final shot. Does it happen? No. So we are doing everything here for that one final shot. So when you are completely surrendered to Bhagavad Gita and understand the essence, the one small essence which is from in all these chapters, and if you drink one drop of Ganges water with complete surrender, and if you chant the divine name of God with complete surrender, then kriyate tasya yamena na charcha kriyate. He does not discuss about. Charcha means to discuss about. He does not discuss about. Who does not discuss about? Yamena, Yama, the Lord of Death, does not discuss about. Tasya, about him. The Lord of Death does not dare to discuss about that person who is like this, who has done a little bit of study of Bhagavad Gita, even a drop of Ganges water, or once he has taken the name of God. That person will not be even in the list of discussion by Yama, Lord of Death. So he will not come under his purview. That is the idea. Once we do this, we don't go from death to death or birth to death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi manaram is not possible. For others, what happens? That he says here in this next shloka, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam, iha samsare bahudustare, kripaya pare pahi murare. This is a very famous shloka. Everywhere, everyone, whether they know that this is Bhajagovindam or not, does not really matter. This shloka they will chant, they will say. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam, iha samsare bahudustare, kripaya pare pahi murare. Punarapi jananam. Punaha api. Punaha means again. Api. Again and again. Jananam. You gain birth. Punaha api maranam. Again you gain death. Punaha api. Again. Janani jathare. Janani means mother. Jathara means a womb. In the womb of mother, shayanam, you sleep. You are born again. You die again, you again enter the womb and sleep there. Iha samsare, this samsara, bahudustara, is very difficult to cross. Dustaranamiti dustara, tritarani, to cross over. It is very difficult to cross over. So what is the only means? Kripaya apare, kripaya, with your natural compassion. Apare, please help me to cross over. Pare also can be. Please help me to cross over. Pahi Murare, protect me, Murari. Again, Murari is calling. Hey Murare, please protect me and help me to cross over from this samsara. I don't want to be born again and again and again and again. That is why in Kathopanishad he says, when he talks about different people, Mrityosa mrityum apnoti yaha yah naneva pashyati. He says, Mrityosa mrityum apnoti. He gains death after death. Not birth after death. Death after death. He goes to death and death and death and death again and again. Who? Yaha iha nana iva pashyati. One who sees even the iota of duality. We said yesterday. So, even one who sees an iota of duality, he goes from death to death. That is what is said here. So, born again and die again, born again and die again. In this beautiful shloka of Tiruvachakam by Sri Manika Vachaka, it is written in Tamil. He says, when he discusses about this life which he has gained, all the past lives, he says, புல்லாகி பூண்டாகி புழுவாகி மரமாகி பல் விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி. First, I was born as a weed, a grass, then some weed. Then I was born as a worm. Then I was born as a tree. Wait, what is this stupidity? Small grass, a weed, tree, worm, that is the order. He does not say that. He says grass, weed, then worm, then tree, then a bird, then a snake, a reptile. He is going here and there. Why? Because that is how you are born. There is no order here. It's not like the Jainas who accept in the dream world, they accept. Once you come to a higher position, there is no possibility of going from that higher position to the lower position. No. We don't accept that. You can be the Brahmaji. That is what our Puranas explain us. You can be the God of death or God of creation, whoever it is. Even they can be punished. In Skanda Purana it is said, when Kartikeya asks Brahmaji, come on, tell me what is the meaning of Omkara. He fumbles. Arrest him, put him in jail. Even he can be punished. He can be sent again to this world of mortals. There is no permanent place here in this samsara for anyone, right from the small ant to the creator. Because in our Sanatana Dharma, the creator too is a position. You can be born as a Shiva, you can be born as Vishnu, you can be born as Brahmaji. If you have punya, you can be born as any kind of Devi or Devata, any deity. There is no problem with that. We don't say once you are born, you don't believe, you believe. No, not kind of such thing. You are given chance again and again and again and again and again to understand this. Until you understand, Bhagavan will not leave you. He cannot leave you. He is like Guru. Bhagavan cannot leave you. We cannot leave Bhagavan. That is the biggest advantage for us. So, he says, Punahapi jananam punarapi maranam. You are born again, you die again, you again go into the womb of mother. This samsara is very difficult. This ocean, this samsara, ocean of samsara is very difficult to cross over. Therefore, please protect me and help me to cross over the samsara, O Murari, O the one who is the enemy of Mura, the demon Mura. Please help me. That is the prayer. This is a shloka by this devotee called Dridha Bhakti. No one knows who this Dridha Bhakti is. But this shloka everyone knows. Everyone knows. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Iha samsare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murare. So, we'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti